All right, people, what the hell is going on? It's like 3:30 something in the morning. It's still people out here walking around and shit. They still got the music going and whatnot. But I was sitting in my room and just watching TV, packing my little bag. I don't leave today after tomorrow. Well, technically it would be tomorrow, but just pack. I got to switch rooms, so I was packing my bag. Watching some hotel TV and scrolling up and down Facebook. I ran across a couple of podcasts on Facebook. One of them, somebody in there was like, you want to find people that don't need or want shit from you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He said, when you out there, doing your thing around you, and especially when you generally have issues with people and shit like that, like you want to find people that don't need or want shit from you. And I agree with that. Especially being in the situation I've been in for the last, I don't know how many years, beyond a decade, you know what I'm saying? Many decades, just dealing with people that not only need but want shit from you. You know what I'm saying? It just, and I was thinking about this shit, and I'm like, on the flip side of that, it's you have to have folks that that don't want or need shit from you. You also need those people that need and want shit from you. You know what I'm saying? Or else what purpose do you have if you're not supplying some kind of, really, you want to start that noise when I'm over here? Somebody that gives you a sense of purpose, like you're doing some good. Because if you don't feel like you're doing no good to nobody, I mean, it's just empty. But there's a difference between having somebody that want and need stuff from you and you just being a fucking resource to where that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to avoid. If you got somebody around you that you have to supply, take care of for any kind of goddamn reason, whatever, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a thing about making sure that you're not being used. If somebody needs and wants from you, make sure those needs and wants are as mutual. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're supplying for each other. And you just not doing all the supplying like the situations I've been in where I'm the one just doing all the giving and all the work is on my end. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. I'm doing all the giving and no receiving. So there's always that. And anytime I hear somebody say something along those lines, I'm like, it drops me back to that. I'm like, man, I gotta watch that. How do you even, how long do you deal with somebody before you just like, okay, I can't fuck with this person because all they do is take. They don't have nothing to give. You know what I'm saying? How do you judge that? You know what I'm saying? Everything might not be as overt. Everything might not seem like it is. Somebody might seem like they're using you for this, that, and the other, but that might not be the case. Sometimes they might. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they might be using you for this, that, and the other, and they might not have a choice. They might be in a situation where they got to get shit done, and they gotta run to the person they think that can help, and that one person might be you. Even if you down with it or not. A lot of times I help people, quite frankly, not wanting to. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times I help people just not wanting to. I do shit because I feel that they need whatever it is they're asking for. Sometimes you do it. Sometimes, just out of good measure, you gotta say no. You just do at some point. You can't say yes all the time. You can't get caught in the pattern. You say no. They don't know when you're gonna say no. They don't know when you're gonna say yes. And you give people grief. You know what I'm saying? When you do say yes, and you give them grief when you do say no. If people are taking without giving, if you take out of one hand, you got to put some in the other. And I did a pretty good job of kind of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody need money or some shit like that, and I have some change or whatever. Well, you know, at this point, it's just not given. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time. Like I say, this shit ain't 100%. You have to, you know, well, in my case, you know, me personally, you know, I deal with females, and I don't have any dudes. I only have one guy that might ask me for some money. He might need like some cash because he don't have access to cash at the time. He got more money than I got, but he might need a 20 or 40 or some shit like that. Well, you know, I know I'm gonna get that back. Dealing with other folks, that's not always the goddamn case. I don't know if I'm gonna get that back. So I got this thing where, I mean, if you need money that bad, well, I need shit done around the house. You know what I'm saying? You want something, you fucking work for it. And I ain't talking about having people doing all kind of weird ass, you know, work around the house and no shit like that. It's just normal ass cleaning shit that generally I should be able to do myself, but quite literally I can't do adequately because of my vision. There's a lot of shit around my house, little areas or whatnot, that I can't see in. You know what I'm saying? I can clean like on the surface shit and all this other shit. A lot of times, like right now, I had to stop and lean up against this goddamn wall. I don't wash dishes very often because I can't stand up. You know what I'm saying? If I could walk and wash dishes, I'd be just fine. But every once in a while, I gotta stop and lean up against something. Well, if I'm trying to wash dishes, but by the time I get 1 or 2 plates clean, I gotta go sit down. And once I go sit down, it's whatever's in the sink gonna sit there for at least the next few days, because I'm just that kind of lazy ass motherfucker. I just am. But yeah, I have people do shit like that. Not laundry and stuff like that. You know, I ain't gonna, you know, you go put shit in the machine, then walk the fuck off. But you know, mopping the floor. You know, I got cats and shit like that, so you got to keep the floors mopped up. Sometimes I can manage to do that. Get shit from under the bed, like literally get shit from under the bed where the cats might go and poop and whatnot. You know, stuff like that. You know, anybody that know my situation wouldn't look at that as just some demeaning ass work. It's just something, you know, I need done that I can't do myself. I can't look under the bed and see what's under there. I can do a blind sweep, but that don't mean I'm gonna get everything that's under there. You know, if you know, motherfucker get under there and start sweeping shit and find some shit that I done lost. But shit like that. That's what I do. I don't. If I'm gonna hand you out something, it has to be a thing to where I'm gonna get that back, or I have to get some kind of service for it. You know. And you got to keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't go off doing favors for people all the goddamn time. Because you'll run dry eventually. You just will. I mean, I ain't gonna say you just will, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't want to be sitting around here with, you know, when it come to a time where I might be short of money, broke, or whatever the fuck, and I'm just surrounded by people that can't do shit for me. And I'm the one that need fucking help. You know what I'm saying? Even though the help that I need is well beyond. If I got people that got to ask me for $20, $30, $40 or some shit like that, me need help paying for property taxes and shit like that, it's shit they can help with. You know? But at the end of the day, it's small shit. If you need that kind of money from me, then I need this kind of service. Because motherfuckers decide that they just don't need to fucking pay you back. And finding people that just need what you need, and well, that's not what I mean. Finding folks that don't need nothing from you and don't want nothing from you is, you know, it's not as easy. You know what I'm saying? Because with that comes other shit. Somebody that don't need or want nothing from you. Those kind of people usually comes with some kind of attitude where they know they're self-sufficient or whatever, and they just, I don't know, it's weird. Don't usually get along with those people. All they goddamn will. Not all, just some. Run across people like I used to. But finding somebody that don't need or want nothing from you, but but what y'all do give and take from each other is something that y'all need and want. Just find both of those. It's rare. You know what I'm saying? Something, in life, sometimes you meet somebody, you got to compromise and all this other stuff. You don't never find the perfect shit. You never know. It might end up being perfect, but there's some shit you got to graduate into it. I ain't just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about friendships in general. It's fine people, man. Male or female, you know what I'm saying? It's a guy come by the house that used to work with my dad, you know what I'm saying? Right around the time I started working for my dad, He come by the house sometime, he a little younger than I am. Sit chit-chatting, whatever. He the one watching the house while I'm out here. He ain't at the house. He passed by there every once in a while, but it happens. Ain't nobody else that used to be hitting me up on Cash App and all this other shit able to do that, and he ain't asked me for nothing. It's how it is. It's just how it is, and you got to be out there amongst the people to be able to meet folks like that sometimes. You got to actually sit and talk to folks and all this other shit. The kind of shit that I generally don't do. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I don't just sit around and I do more than I probably give myself credit for, but not as far as talking to folks, as far as getting to know people and all kind of stuff like that. It's just like out here in Vegas right now. I talk to folks just out the blue sometime. But it's just one of those things. You exchange a couple of words and y'all going about your business. We ain't sitting there having an old deep-ass conversation. So that's something that slipped in my head today when I was watching that little podcast and somebody say, you need to find people that don't want or they don't need or want shit from you. You know what I'm saying? So you can deal with people on an even level and not have to worry about other shit. And that don't just go for uppity rich people, it goes for everybody, man. You gotta find people, that that ain't try to gouge and use you for what you got or what you can do for them. And find folks that y'all got, whatever y'all got to offer, all the tangible shit y'all got. It's the intangibles that y'all swapping. That's what you need to get to. The intangible shit is what you need to be swapping back and forth, not all the other bullshit, money and gifts and all this other stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now, that gift giving shit, I gave that up a while back because people will come get their goddamn gifts, but motherfuckers won't hit you up with a good morning. They'll come and get a goddamn gift bag, but they would never speak to your ass otherwise. So I stopped doing that shit. I'm like, I have to do away with that shit. Ain't no use of me doing for people, just trying to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. If I'm going to go out of my way to do something for people, it's going to be for folks that have, at least I feel have helped me out along the way. Don't come by all that often.